So we're going to go back to the whole idea of the mirror effect for the Titanic. And you're looking at the mirror image of the camera as I'm holding a mirror in front of. So if you can imagine, anytime they talk about the Olympic, that's reality. There is an actual ship called the Olympic. When they talk about the Titanic, that's just a mirror effect. In other words, only one existed, the Olympic. I'll explain it a little more in this video.
At completion, and ultimately the date of her maiden voyage, was delayed, owing to the return of the Olympic to Belfast following a collision near Southampton with the cruiser HMS Hawke on September the 20th.
Okay, so September the 20th, 2011, there's a collision of the Olympic and it's put out of service, supposedly. It's in Southampton. Now they're going to make up some excuse and say it can't stay in Southampton, it has to go back to Belfast. So ship number 1, Olympic, has been out and about on some voyage, but now is disabled in Southampton, England. It needs to go back to Belfast.
The Hawke's bow was badly damaged. The hole in the Olympic was 40 feet high and extended 8 feet into the ship. There was a second hole at the waterline caused by the cruiser's beak-like ram. Some witnesses claimed the huge bulk of the liner caused an undertow which sucked the smaller ship into her side. This phenomenon was later to cause a near accident on the Titanic's departure from Southampton. The Olympic was taken to the new dry dock at Belfast and then were taken off from...
Okay, so now they got it in Belfast. Now remember, Titanic has not yet emerged, even though they were built at the same time. You didn't know that, did you? Supposedly they were built at the same time. But Titanic has not yet been made seaworthy or approved to go on any kind of passenger travels. So supposedly the Titanic is still in Belfast. And the Olympic comes back to Belfast.
Fitting out the Titanic to speed the repairs. On February 24, 1912, Olympic returned again for repairs to a...
Now there's what I mean by the mirror effect. You can almost see it in the so-called picture they're presenting to you. The one is real, R-E-A-L, and the other is R-E-E-L. Phantom. They keep referring to Olympic as sister ship. No, that's the original model. Should be the other way around. But instead of sister ship for Olympic, we're going to call the Titanic the Phantom ship. The real ship, R-E-E-L, not R-E-A-L. A reflection.
Eventually, following these delays, and 11 months after her launching, the Titanic was at last ready for sea trials.
Oh! 11 months after its launching, which it was launched on the same day as Olympic. Many people don't pick this stuff up. And I never did, until I realized there never was a Titanic built. It was all just a bunch of BS. But it was done very cleverly, because the Olympic is now in port in Belfast. And of course, now the Titanic's ready to go out for sea trials. But yet, it was launched and complete the same time as the Olympic in 1911. So don't you get it? One is a mirror image.
One final modification had been to enclose and glaze her forward promenade on A deck. On Olympic, this section of promenade was prone to wetting by spray. This gave the Titanic a visual feature distinguishing her from her sister.
Okay, so basically what they did...
The other picture I had for...
What they did was maybe put some paint on it. One was gray, a little bit gray, and the other was dark. Now that could be very easily reckoned and taken care of very quickly. So it looks like they're launching a whole new ship called the Titanic, when it was really just the Olympic. So the Titanic never sank, because it was basically the Olympic that went out for a little ride with a skeleton crew who pledged to shut their mouth, and then Titanic disappears. Well, it disappears because it never was in reality. Anyhow, that's part 2 of the mirror effect, and how they did it, and hoaxed you, and hoaxed me, and hoaxed many, many, many others for generations. But the hoax is up. The mirror is smashed. No more. We know the truth. Titanic never existed. Thank you for watching.